can stop you from being deceived. If you try to find out what's up my sleeve, you can figure out what a bag of means. If you try, nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from nothing can stop you from being deceived. Nothing can stop you from being deceived.
Outside of that, man, how everybody doing? What's going on? What's been going on? You here with I Cut My Way Out podcast. You're gonna have to excuse me. I want to say this up front. My energy is not 100%. If you didn't know, I've been sick for a few days. I've been down bad, but like me and Ash talk, I won't let this go. You know, we set a goal and we gonna maintain that. So, you know, it is what it is. So just bear with me if my energy is a lot lower than what you're accustomed to it being. But we here.
We greatly appreciate your sacrifice, man, and jumping on. I was checking on you today, you know what I'm saying? If you couldn't get on, I totally understand it, man. That getting sick, that's rough, man. And like you said, it puts some things in perspective once you were down and you realize you're so accustomed to taking care of everybody else that it's important. If you don't take care of you can't take care of nobody else.
Exactly.
Gemini Barber.
Hey, Ash, do me a favor, join from the I Cut My Way Out page, because I think that's the page he's looking for. He got to be looking for that, because he texts me and I text him back, but he's still not jumping in.
So what you want me to do? Just go to the page?
Go to the I Cut My Way Out page and rejoin the live from that page, so it shows going I Cut My Way Out.
All right, I'm getting close out and go to that page.
All right. I've been feeling better now, honestly, to be totally honest with you. I feel 100 times better than what I did when I first went down. But the thing is, when you're dealing with these new strains of sicknesses, man, you although you may feel 100% better mentally and physically, like you're clearer, your energy feels like it's there. I learned real quick that it takes time for your body to reacclimate itself back to what you're accustomed to it being and doing, because it got to build up. You know, your body it's to shut itself down fighting off whatever infection or whatever virus you had, and once your body fights that off, it then has to rebuild itself back up, you know what I mean, so that you can go out and do the stuff that you're accustomed to doing and move how you used to moving. And then one of the biggest things,
right.
He just joined. One of the biggest differences for me, man, is I come from the south side of Chicago. So my whole life, my mentality been get it and go. Don't worry about whatever you ain't got, whatever you don't know, don't worry about it. Just get it and go. What's going on, OG? What's the knowledge? Baby Kid Kev, I see you doing this thing too, bro. What's going on? Legacy Barber Lounge, what's going on?
How you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. Everybody jumping in now.
Doing good, man. How y'all doing, man? Y'all fellas doing good tonight?
Yes, sir, man. We getting to it, man. We getting to it. We was up right before you jumped on, man. We was talking about the importance of making sure you maintain and take care of yourself physically. But I think we all know it goes further than just your physical health. You have to maintain your physical health, your mental health. You got to maintain your financial health. It's a lot of things you got to incorporate. So before we jump on and start bombarding you with questions and let the people bombard you with questions, man.
I'm ready.
Before you touch on that one, go ahead and fill everybody in. We got about 30 viewers in here right now. I think for the most part, most people know who you are. I feel like if you know anything about the hair industry, period, if you know what hair is, you know who OG Walker is. But if they don't, we're going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. We're going to give everybody the benefit.
You're right, because listen, everybody don't know OG. So some people may know, oh, I remember him, I know of him, that's Black Solutions dude, whatever. So, but is well originally I'm Jermaine Walker from Leesburg, Florida.
Wow.
I've been cutting 36 years. I'm a passionate barber, man. I've been in this industry a long time. I've seen a lot change. I've seen a lot grow. So if you don't know me, you can follow me on OG_Walker. I give out plenty of education, plenty tips, plenty nuggets. So, you know, but if you don't know me by now, you know, to get to know it tonight.
I'm gonna call you.
OG, I'm
gonna call you Triple O.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, I take it. Listen, let me tell y'all about that OG thing, right? At first, when they start, you know, calling me OG, I'm like, I ain't old now. Don't be trying to. But it was just really the young barber's way of respect, showing respect. So I kind of took the name OG Walker. I kind of took that instead of, you know, Jermaine Walker, because I always wanted a name for my brand, but I didn't like my name Jermaine. Right. I'd be like, I don't know what to call myself.
Right.
So then I went with
Right.
OG.
You know, it's funny.
That's dope. That's a dope name.
No, I was just going to say it's interesting because he's answered a couple of questions that I had already. And one of those was going to be, when did you transition from Jermaine Walker to OG?
Well, I can answer it in detail, you know, kind of like a little bit, you know, because I was at like 90,000 followers at Jermaine Walker. And young barbers really started showing me respect. And it wasn't even so much about the age, it was just about what I had accomplished. And pretty much I'm always I try to be cool with everybody. Everybody don't like me, I understand that, but if you have ever met me, I'm the same person you'll see on Instagram, at the airport, at the hair show. I don't really change up like that. I'm not a superstar. I'm not a celeb. So many young barbers show so much respect that it made me like a real honor to carry this name, OG Walker. That's why I carry it, and I carry it proudly, because it was a real deal, big deal for them to call me OG, because I know to the young people, that means respect.
Absolutely. And you know what's crazy is me and Ash was just literally just having that conversation about you before we went live, maybe about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
I was telling him one of the biggest things that stood out the most to me about you, because if I'm not sure, you and Ash haven't met,
but it's interesting because we were communicating quite a bit. I had been trying to get him on here for a minute, but it just never worked. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was trying to get me on for a minute and just was. So I'm like, you know what? I felt bad at first when he asked me, because I remember I said, it was a guy trying to get me on his podcast. I never really made the time, so it's okay.
Listen,
I'm
glad. I'm telling you, remember we had that conversation,
Absolutely.
bro. The way God works nothing is coincidental in life.
Because when I accepted you, I said, now there was a guy was trying to get me, and we communicated, and I just never really made the connection. So now I feel better, because I was like, man, that's real messed up. You know, I looked over one guy to get to another guy.
Go ahead, Shaq. No, I was going to say,
no, go ahead,
like you said, God works in mysterious ways, because I swear to God, I was looking through my phone, and before, you know, we were communicating back and forth, I had a set of questions back in 21 that I had put in my notes. And I looked in that board today, and they were still there.
Oh, yeah. I want to get questions. I need these people to really know, because I don't really give out a bunch of interviews. I do some talking on live, but when somebody really want to pick my brain, pick where I come from, pick what I've been going through, how I made it, man, I'm ready to answer you guys' questions.
So with that being said, before we jump in and OG give you a part of himself, because understand, every time that someone comes on live, every time someone comes onto this podcast or any platform, they're giving you a part of themselves, a part of transparency that they really don't owe anybody. They're taking this time and they're taking this opportunity out of their day to be transparent and open themselves up to people. So for that transparency, I do believe OG deserves a follow for that. I do believe that his content deserves your attention and your eye. Make sure you take your time and you go over and drop down from this top window, click that follow button on OG O_G_Walker. and make sure you stay in tune, stay in line with everything that OG has coming up and everything that he's been doing. He also offers a lot of mentorships, and he's random with them. He'll just throw them out. Hey, you know what? I feel like mentoring somebody. I feel like offering a sponsorship. I feel like sponsoring somebody's barbering program.
Yeah.
He does that all the time. But you won't be in line for it, nor will you be in the know if you don't follow him. So you got to make sure you follow OG. Second thing I need you to do after you do that and you come back for this game is follow the I'll Cut My Way Out podcast, because we keeping this thing rolling to make sure that we can get more people, more like-minded individuals like OG Walker on the show, and they can open themselves up and give you another jewel. So in order to keep this thing rolling, we need your help. We need those follows to go up, so that when we reach out to people, they can see that we for real. We come with a whole team. We come with a whole group of people who want to know. So you can either be the person in the want to know, or you don't want to know. So let's do that. Let's get that thing rolling. But at that point, I'm going to give Osh the floor, because he got some questions from some years ago.
Yeah.
And he done made me forget my first 3 of them. So I'm go ahead, Osh. Fire them joints off.
So the first thing, when I started to follow you, one of the things I noticed, Leesburg, Florida, and I wasn't familiar with it, so I wanted to know kind of what area was it close to. And I've been watching you, your popularity and your familiarity in the industry. I noticed it was a small town. So kind of give us a little bit about your background. When you picked up clippers, like what attracted you, how you came to be a barber, and just how you blew up coming out of a town that's, small, because we have a lot of people that watch, social media, period. And they see a lot of these big barbers from a lot of big places. And so they have this mindset that you can only blow up if you're in a bigger location.
Oh yeah. I need that. I need this topic. You know what I'm saying? So I will hit the point on when I started. I'll hit the point on how I kind of went through my progressions and how I made myself famous in my own little town. Leesburg, Florida is a place with about 20, maybe 30,000 people. It's very small. It's very country. I mean, that's where I'm from. That's where my mom still lives, my sister, my brother. It's a small area. I literally started cutting hair when I was 10, 11 years old. I had a cousin come from out of town that said, because I never got a chance to go to barbershop. My mom, she couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't afford haircuts like that. So literally I had a cousin that his dad was a barber. He came to town for the summer, like, cousin, let me cut you up. I'm like, man, you can't cut. He was like, man, but you know my daddy a barber? I said, you right. I forgot. Messed me up so bad. I started cutting my own hair, right? So full story short, I started getting popular in the neighborhood. I started getting popular with some of the dope boys in the hood. I started getting popular with the high school and the middle schools, things like that. So my fame grew in Leesburg at the $10 barber. $10, bro. I ain't started out where I'm at now. So, I'm cutting, bro. It was certain times I cut 40, 50 heads a day, wouldn't even blink. I mean, that's why, they don't really, bro, 40, 50 heads wouldn't even blink. I'm tired. I don't even need nothing to eat. You know what I'm saying? So I did my grind. Now, when barbers believe that they cannot make it out of a small town, I don't want to hear that. Because when you're good at what you do, they'll come where you're at. Right. I've had people fly from out of state, California, to come to Leesburg. Now, I recently got a shot with my wife in Orlando 2 years ago. No, it's going to 2 years now, 2 or 3 years now. So I have an Orlando clientele, but my fame and what I built came from Leesburg, Florida. When you walk out my shop, there's nothing but a few buildings. There's no city streets. There's no downtown. Now, there's a little downtown Leesburg. It's getting better. But where my shop is at, it's on the other side of downtown where there's nothing. So I literally just kept, I started following the trends of the social media, the YouTube, and then I started going to the hair shows. So I started to bring the big city vibe you guys were sending out that way, going to the hair shows, seeing these guys do different things, and I brought that to the country. So when I brought that to the country, and you don't realize growth hurts. I lost a lot of clients that I wish I could have still at least had a good relationship with somebody, because sometimes when clients get done with you, they don't even want to speak to you. So as I grew in my city, I lost a lot of people, but as I grew, people started coming from everywhere. So that's how you can build barbers. Don't be afraid to build in a small country town. I got to move to the city to grind. Do you understand how many beasts in the city already?
Yep.
If you're not a country, you're going to get lost in that city, okay? And don't be talking about, I'm gonna move. Now, the only way you move is you maxed out with your price and you maxed out with clientele. If you want to say more clients or up your level or get some new clients, go up $20, $30 and watch what happens.
Yeah.
Go up. So that's how I feel. You know, just go up on your price. You tired of doing what you're doing. You don't feel like you're making the money. You feel like you overpacked. Go up $10 and watch how it drop off.
Yeah. And before you move on from that, you said a couple things in there that I think deserves some magnification put on them. One thing you said was you were struggling with, as you started to integrate those bigger city techniques and things into your normal practice as a barbering, you started to see your clientele change, right? The clientele that you were accustomed to getting, the people who were kind of, I guess you would say, small town clientele, started the mindset started to shift, because what you're now presenting and what you're offering is changing.
Yes.
So the people that you're attracting is different. I wanted to put emphasis on that because there's a barber on here right now, I'm sure, and it's a barber who's gonna listen to this later, I'm sure, that's struggling with that. Don't be afraid to better your product. Don't be afraid to better what it is that you're bringing to the table, because that's the only way you're ever going to have sustainable growth in this industry, is being willing to improve what you already possess.
Exactly.
What you possess is good. It is. It's good. You're in here. You got a foundation. You're doing it, right? You're already moving your feet. You don't have you behind on the couch waiting. You're moving your feet.
Yeah.
But the moment that you stop wanting to improve what you possess is the moment you'll stop growing in this industry.
Exactly. One thing too, I'll tell you, in a small town, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of change, bro. It was a time that if I didn't see us, because it was like this love. I mean, I still got clients to this day that I care about. That I mean, I've seen people grow up from 1 year old to their adults, and now they got kids, and now they kids got kids. I've seen that. But it used to be a thing where, man, I'm cool in my little country town. I'm straight. I love all my clients. All my clients love me. We got this family, you know what I'm saying? You know, like unity. But once I started seeing that I can get more, and once I said I can start to elevate, I started to kind of cut people out, because, you know, kind of like, and I'm going to tell you something, I've never told nobody I won't cut your hair no more. I've never, ever, ever, ever said it. But what I do is I start making changes. Now, example, I got couple people, a couple older guys, I still cut for $25, $30. But these guys are rolling with me for 30 years. So what I do, you can't get a $30 spot on Friday.
No, you cannot.
I got my wins for if I cut you on Wednesday, I love you. Let me just put it like that. If I cut you on Wednesday, I love you. You are like a family member. Something happened to you or you quit coming to me, I would really be heartbroken, because I know that, you know, I'm hanging on to my Wednesday clientele because I care about them. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, about that money. Hey, look, we ain't got to talk. Let's run it. So so don't be afraid to move your clientele around. Now, what happened when I started telling people I'm not, then I took away 2 days out of Leesburg. I took my Thursday and my Saturday. So what that means,
you increased the quality of work, increased the price, and reduced the days.
Yeah.
They couldn't stand you.
Bro, no, literally right now, no lie. There's people in my hometown still can't stand my ass. I mean, literally, they find ways to try to talk about me, but I'm so consistent on what I do. I'm not the best, but I'm one of the most consistent. They find ways. They had their little huddles where they talk about me, whatnot. You know, oh man, he a jerk, man. He think he better than people, or blah, blah, blah. But it's like literally, if you was coming on Thursday, you was coming every Thursday at 4 o'clock, like that's your spot. You locked in. Bro, I can still cut you for that price, but you got to go to Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Nah, I can Wednesday. Well, if you come to Friday, it's this price on Friday.
Yes, sir.
But I'm blessed to have, and there's probably not none of them on here right now, but I'm blessed to have guys around me that are some. I got some Gensus. I got some ninjas around.
Mm-hmm.
Both my shops got barbers, but my boys in Leesburg, they've been on me like 13, some on 14, 15 years. So I got clients that feel comfortable with saying, I ain't gonna go to you no more, OG. It's cool. I'm gonna go to Ed, or I'm gonna go to PJ or Nico.
But it's
you know
all,
what I'm saying?
it's all still in house. And that, I'm so glad you saying. I'm so glad somebody with your lineage in this industry is saying that, because I am an enormous advocate of that. You can't. One barber cannot service every client that's going to want to be serviced by you. It's impossible. Once you put yourself in a position where you continue, because I'm watching you at 30 plus years cutting hair, you still creating content on social media promoting your ability to cut hair. I would be led to believe that that's not just because, oh, I enjoy making videos. No, it's because I'm still pushing to grow my clientele base, right?
Yes.
In the case, I would feel like if my objective is to continue to grow, at some point I have to understand and accept that I'm not going to be able to service everybody that's come. It's impossible. So that's when you start to feed. Your growth can become so big that you'll be able to help the people around you grow too. To me, that's the mark of a leader, bro. That's the mark of a leader.
I got some bad people around me in both shops. I literally got some people now that I just kind of hand them off. I mean, my barbers kind of already know, especially the ones in Leesburg. They already know that I'm trying to throw them an alley. They may be a great client, but it's like, bro, I'm trying to throw that alley hoop to you. Get him and smash.
Get to it. Absolutely.
So he don't have to come back to me, whatnot. You know, and some of them just locked in, but some of them not. But I look to, listen, I heard Ivan Zook said it years ago. Every year you go up, you should hope to lose 10% of your clientele, I think. He said 10%.
Minimum.
And
minimum.
He said that first, what the hell you talking about, lose 10%?
That's exactly what I said.
Hey, that's the greedy part of us, though.
But I'm like,
that's the greed.
Yeah, I'm like, no, these my people.
Yeah,
no. But now being where I'm at now, I don't mind losing every year, losing 10%, because what I'm doing, I'm pouring in more clients, and some of these boys that value my work, they forcing their way in.
Absolutely.
They forcing their way in with the cut 75. They paying 150. They paying 125 weekly. Right. So it's kind of like, what I'm gonna tell you, no.
Absolutely.
Bro, there's certain people they text right now. I found a spot. I'm gonna do something, work that.
Yeah.
So,
and then that's also good for the guys around you to see that, because it gives them. My whole thing is this, and also before I forget, I saw your question down there. I think it's Ray015.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, bro. Anybody that has a question, make sure you hit that little question mark button down at the bottom. Send your questions directly there. That way all the questions can get
I want to answer that
on
question.
The screen. Right. That way we're not missing nothing.
Yeah.
Do us a favor and do that. But I was gonna say, I think one of the most grateful gifts that me as a barber, I would see value in being in a place with you, cutting in a shop next to you, cutting around you, or cutting in the same building, is watching you build. Because I think a lot of people misinterpret, a lot of people who's bought into their egos, at least, they misinterpret the opportunities that you have when you have somebody who's doing it the right way, who's figured out success, right?
Yeah.
The most beneficial thing you have is a front row seat or an in-depth perspective on what they're doing to find success. And if you haven't subscribed to your own ego or your own pride, not only can you watch what they're doing and make sure that you're incorporating some of those same lessons that they're doing into your own practices,
exactly,
but really put that ego in your back pocket and sit on that motherfucker. You can go and say, hey, OG, I'm struggling with some stuff, man. Can you help me to make sure that I'm going in the right direction?
Exactly. But you know the thing, I'm be honest with you, to be transparent, I work around 4 barbers in Leesburg and like 4 barbers in Orlando. Mm-hmm. You know, all have learned from me in some type of way. Mm-hmm. But to be real, with the skill-wise, there's nothing I can really show them, right? Mm-hmm. I got some boys, I swear, I put money that they are more well-rounded than me. Now my lane, I'm a beast in my lane, but I got 2 or 3 around me. They got about 2 or 3 lanes. So my question to be, when people feel like they can't learn from you anymore, they start learning from you. But this is my question. Do you think I'm $40 better than you? Hell no. So how can I charge 75 and you charge 35?
Exactly.
So when can we have a sit down and say, listen, how the hell you get to charging this? And because we all want to work, smarter, not harder, correct?
Absolutely.
And these bad knees go to hurt, and these knees hurt after 6 o'clock. Hurt. So I ain't playing with you, boy. 6:30 like a alarm go off on these knees. but for real, so I want them to realize something, realize who's even close to me, to realize I'm not 40. I don't even really think I'm better than some of my barbers. I just think time has caught up. I'm kind of mellowing out. I'm good at what I do. I'm a straight perfectionist, but I'm not better than you. Where it should be a gap like that, so I can teach you how to close that gap, so you can make money and go home early, raise your family, and have enough money to do some of the things you want to do and have a good time and easy time doing it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed, bro, when I watched you out in Texas. My bad, I'm gonna get this off, then you go ahead, bro. That's one thing I noticed. That's the one thing that me and my wife discussed the most, man. It was like, man, I'm looking at this dude. I know what he charged for his services that he do, what he's focusing on. I know, and this not pocket watching. It's just, I know his,
I understand,
you know what I mean? I know his value in regards to how much work he's put in over a span of time to get to where he is. And the one thing I was watching, and I told you this, I'm like, bro, look at him, bro. He having fun.
Oh, yeah.
He's enjoying himself. He's having fun meeting people. He's enjoying even being who he is. There's no reason in no room he should ever be approaching nobody. Like, he's earned that right where people should seek him out in the room. But he's still walking through this room, introducing himself to people. He's still excited to have conversations. When I just went and talked to him, it felt like I've been knowing this dude my whole life. It didn't feel like that. Like he's figuring something out where I believe in what he's saying because he believes in it. He not just trying to sell me something. He living it.
Yeah.
You could tell when somebody just trying to sell you on something versus somebody who's genuinely
having a good time,
enjoying the life that they're living now because they're following their own advice. Trying to offer you advice. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, that's the one thing. And I told you, that's the one thing me and my wife.
You told me that, and I was like, wow, yeah, we were out there dancing. Life is about always trying to go to the next level, but you always want to enjoy your accomplishments. Turn around sometime and just realize the work you've done, what you've done. Me and my wife, we hadn't worked all day. Me, her, and my man Jay Marshall. After we got done, we in the flow. We get it all.
Absolutely,
we feeling, bro.
For me, as I listen to you, I love the fact that we have this platform and you can talk about growth and the way that you stepped into your purpose in terms of growing, man. Because it's so crazy that we service so many people, and it's like people go to work every day and they expect raises, but when it comes to us, people look at us like we're not supposed to grow. You know what I mean? And I was just like you. My first hair show was in 2019. And when I heard them talk about being willing to lose, that 10 to 20% clientele in order for you to elevate, it totally caught me off guard. And the first thing you did, and the first question I asked was, man, I stay in a smaller community. So how is it that I can build up my prices and charge a premium ticket? And so watching guys like you has been inspiring to me because I'm staying in a smaller, bigger than Leesburg, but it's still smaller. And the mentality is probably even smaller than the actual size when it comes to things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, man, just inspiring. And it's a lot of time it's our own people who don't want to see us grow. And then it's like you say, you think you're too good. No, everybody wants to grow. You've created your lane and you have skill and you're providing a service and you have all the variables that are necessary to be a good barber, not just the quality of haircut, but the ability to market yourself, the customer service and all those things. We have the right to grow as well. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, bro.
No thing. No
Yeah.
thing, man.
What other question? I got some questions for
So
you.
did
You mind if
you
I ask
see
a question?
Razor Red is out of Chicago. He's a stamp barber. He does his thing. I follow him real heavy. He deals with a lot of the Bulls players and stuff. And he had a question, wanting to ask where he thought
Okay.
the game was going. I don't remember exactly where it was, the question he asked, but he wanted to ask OG where.
Yeah, he asked, he asked, he said, where do we think
Yeah.
that the industry is going correctly?
Yeah,
Okay.
and, what do you see the industry heading in the years to come?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. There's some lazy young people out there. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not all young people. Not all. You know why? That Booksy and those book now gonna mess us up a little bit. It's nothing wrong with scheduling. Nothing wrong with having your time, categorized so you could do other things in life. But I see barbers all the time on videos and everywhere. They next appointment 30 minutes away. They laid back in the chair on the phone. They playing on the phone. Somebody come in for a walk-in. My next appointment showing up at 9:30.
Ooh, I can't stand that.
Bro, it's 9:05. And I'm just feel like, too, sometimes some of these young barbers learn how to cut so good, so fast. They go from 19, kind of playing with the Clippers, to 21. Woo! They better barbers. They be 100,000 follower barbers before they can even buy their first bit of alcohol. But they grow so fast that then they tear off real bad. So I think the industry is gonna be a little, I ain't gonna say rough, but it's gonna be a little weird because right now nobody takes walk-ins. Nobody wants to really say go out there and try to help nobody else grow. You got the old dudes my age, 47, 48. Oh, we hating on the young folks. Fortunately, I hate on the young folks because I understand them. I got with them. That's how I learned to stay so current. But you got the old ones sitting back in the room. I want to use all that pink stuff. Back in the day, we used a razor. Well, back in the day, too, I used antennas on my TV, damn it. All right? Okay? So back in the day, I had an 8-track and a record player, okay? So now I got a phone with all the stuff on it. So, you know what I'm saying? What it is, we got the older dudes, some, not all. We hating on the industry because them young boys and young girls, we even got girls now that's beast. 20 years ago, it wasn't a girl I knew to cut hair.
Right.
None. One old lady. And it took her 2 days to cut a haircut. Now, you got some females, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever race you want, run your ass out that shop all day.
Yes, sir.
I got one in my shop in Orlando. She's a great, well-rounded barber, but her customer service will run you out the shop. Right. You ain't gonna damn climb behind her. Now, she gonna do all the perks and make you feel like you want a spa and a barber. She ain't getting nothing but a bald head and a beard. I'll kill it.
But she's creating this client consistency and loyalty though, because it don't matter. That's the one of the things that I love to see, because I always tell guys, you could be the coldest barber with your clippers, but if your customer service is trash, somebody who has superior customer service and they okay with their clippers, gonna take every one of your clients from you, bro.
Every time.
They gonna take every one of your clients from you, bro, because they don't have to be great. They just got to be consistent in what they doing that you not.
That's it. Be consistent. They ain't got to be great.
That's it. But you know what's crazy is, I agree with you. I think that the industry is headed somewhere. It's gonna be a little shaky for a little while, but I also believe that just like with everything else, I'm an observer, right? I love to communicate, but I'm more so at my core. I'm the dude that's just gonna sit in the room and I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna pay attention to what's going on.
Okay.
And right now, if you understand how to apply yourself consistently, this industry is yours for the taking.
Oh yeah,
it's yours for the taking, because
20-80 rule they talking about. They were saying 20%. You know what I'm saying? Or the people, or the barbers get 80% of the money, and 80% of the barbers fight over 20% of the money. And I really believe that. Because absolutely. I ain't never really slow. I ain't never had a slow day, and I charge basically what I charge.
Absolutely. And the crazy part, it's hard to get guys to understand that that's the easy. It's extremely simple to maintain book field books. It's easy to do that.
Right.
It's easy to do it.
Not too lax. I come do a few. I go do a few.
Absolutely.
I come Wednesday. I won't come Thursday. I cut 3 on Friday. And I'm cool, bro. I mean, when you lax a days like that, that's how your check look at the end of the
That's
day.
how
you check too.
your book's gonna look. Your client's gonna treat it like that. They gonna treat it like that when you gonna be there. So that's how they gonna treat it.
And
as soon as they
relax.
get an opportunity to find a consistent barber, they're gonna get the hell out of Dodge too. It's only a matter of time.
What?
Absolutely.
Quick.
Absolutely. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And the thing about it is, it's open the lane so wide though, bro, because it's open the lane of it's created a lot of opportunities because I think, and this is just my little conspiracy, right? The pandemic happened, it shut everybody down, and it was already a surge of barbers out there, but not nearly to the extent of what we're seeing now.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut everything down. I think a lot of people got to sit home. A lot of guys who were brought up in barbershops, or they uncles or they homies or they brothers or whatever barbers, they was able to sit down and say, you know what, I'm gonna go and throw it at this barbering thing. You know, I got a few dollars, I ain't got no time. Well, I got time now. I'm gonna throw it at this barbering thing.
Yep.
Problem is, a lot of people took that employee mindset, and hustle mindset, got their license, got to this point and feel like, all right, now I can do this however I want to do it. And because I've been working for so long, I'm going to make this as much not like work as I possibly can.
Exactly.
But they missing out on a golden nugget.
Now, you're right about that, too, because honestly, I treat it like work, but I never had a job. I've never worked. I don't even know how to fill out an application, but I treat it like a job.
And that's why you consistent. That's the golden piece. That's the piece that so many people are. And what's crazy is you come into the game with that information because somebody gave it to you in school.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that we do. What we don't place value, we discard.
Exactly.
We throw it away because we didn't place no value.
No value at all in it. That's
the most valuable part you can get is if you treat this like it's a job. If you treat this like it's a career, you treat it like it's a consistent, like just like you feel when you wake up at 7:40 and you got to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, that little panic in your chest. If you can get yourself to feel that about your time,
now that's deep there, bro.
You hustling,
and
I'm telling you, bro.
The mindset of you that's willing to go put in overtime and work hard for somebody else, but ain't willing to put in the same grind for yourself. Like I never understood
for yourself.
That. You know,
for yourself. And you know what? I tell young guys all the time. I go around to a lot of schools and I try to catch you and meet you where you at, because I can't expect you to hear me out if I'm not willing to come to where you at.
Exactly.
Jesus was as successful as delivering his message because he went to the trenches where his warriors was at. He was in mud with them, telling them the word of God. And I'm not comparing myself, but that lesson in the Bible always stuck in my mind. I can't come talk to you in the ivory tower about what it's like to live in the mud. That don't work. I gotta come down in the mud and talk to you in the mud because I'm in the mud. I've been there. You understand what I'm saying? But I always tell guys, I promise you, bro, I harp on this all the time. Anybody that know me will tell you this. Before you can expect to chase down any success in any industry, anything, any facet in your life, you have got to address your mind. You got to address your mind. Your mindset is everything. Your mindset is everything. Understanding that this is not a hustle.
Yeah.
This is not something I could just do and tap into when I need some bread, or I can't just treat my clients like they're a damn ATM. I could just, hey, come book and come get your head.
I'm ready.
I gotta pay my bills Saturday. You treat it like that, bro, you're gonna hit a ceiling like that. When you hit the ceiling, it's gonna blow your doors off your car, bro.
So with you continuing to evolve, and that's one of the biggest eye openers for me, and again inspiring for me because we're in the same age range, right? You continue to evolve with the game. You ain't look at younger guys, you ain't looking at enhancements, say I ain't doing that. You went with the evolution, and you continue to mark your spot. So how big and how important in your mind is social media, especially in regards to when you talk about losing that 10% and having people that started to, you know, fly from places like California to come and see?
Well, social media was like, it was my ticket out, because I use it as a business, and I use it to show my haircuts and show what I did on a daily basis. You can see my cuts fresh. And when I advertise, I didn't just advertise to my city. I advertised to America. That's why I advertise to. I don't just say, hey, I'm trying to get people in my city to come. I started going, I want to advertise to everybody in America, because I started to realize that people will. Okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like I say, it's people start coming from everywhere. People start coming from every corner of the city. So how I stay relevant, honestly, it's kind of like playing. I never played basketball, but I hear basketball players, they always trying to hone, like LeBron.
Right.
He's always honing his skill. He's always trying to add a little more. So what I did year after year, I just added a little bit. I'd be finding stuff out. I mean, honestly, I'm going to just be real. You know, I ain't trying to make this a church service or nothing, but God gives me stuff. He gives it to me. And I try, and it's very successful. That's why I'm not one of the best, but I am one of the rarest barbers, especially when cutting ethnic hair, because some things I try, and I'm going to immediately share it with somebody else. You can ask anybody that work with me, man, if you do this, it's going to come out. And also, too, I'm not too big to sit and watch one of them young boys. I just watch them. Oh, I like that. All right, bet. I'm going to take it right from me and use it. So that's how I continue to grow, stay motivated, too. I'm going to tell you another thing real quick before we go to another question to keep you motivated. Sometimes when you're cutting in a small town or just a city or whatever, and it's the same clients every day, repeat, then we get burnt out. We get bored. We get tired of seeing the same clients, tired of seeing the same conversation. It's like eating oatmeal every morning with no sugar, no salt, whatever, just oatmeal. You may love oatmeal, but if you eat oatmeal every single day, you're going to get sick to your stomach when you see oatmeal. So you have to check up sometime. I'm not saying leave your city, but I'm saying, you know, because everybody ain't in a position to leave their city. But you might want to switch up the days. You might want to switch up the clientele. You might want to go to the town over and do some haircuts in another town over. I get excited about doing new clients. I don't know if y'all see that cut I did Monday. I posted Monday. The kid had a lot of hair on his head. Cut it down. I did that for free. I just wanted to do it. I ain't need the money. I just needed the adrenaline rush. I needed to cut something. I just need to cut something different. I'm like eating the same thing, which I got great clients, and my job is to keep them consistent and keep so they can continue to pay those. You know, I ain't gonna tell a guy to pay me $100 a week. Yeah, I'm tired of cutting your hair. No, for $100 a week, I'm gonna drink a Red Bull and find some energy to cut.
Find some energy and cut that.
I'm ready for there in the morning. Let's go. So it's kind of just replaying. You know, just keeping yourself motivated.
But you know what? That's one of the unique things about this business. What you're speaking to is creativity. That's how you create your own longevity in this, because you figured out, man, I don't have to stay tethered to this chair, man. I could take these clippers, and I can go anywhere and be service not only a new client, but I'm serving myself, because I'm trying to re-stimulate myself and re-stimulate my hunger, my desire to do this.
Some of them fell to sleep. Some of them fell asleep. That's why we have to kind of stay busy. Because, I mean, there's some barbers, I've seen somebody hit the door with a bunch of hair, and had a cut, and they're like, oh, I don't feel like messing with that. That runs me excited. I used to be like, who finna cut your hair? Oh, especially when walk-ins was coming in, who finna cut your hair? Especially with a certain hair texture. I don't know. Come on, I got you. I don't even need your money. Come on. I'm going to make you last. Come back about 45 minutes. Tell your mom I'm going to cut your hair free. And that is fine. And I've started doing it now. On Mondays and Tuesdays, I need the worst looking person in the world. Come to my barbershop. I cut you for free. I don't even want your money. I just want to cut.
And you know what? It also goes to, for me, my skill set isn't quite where yours is. And that's respect and just being honest with myself. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm chasing you down as hard as I can, but I ain't quite there yet. You understand? So for me, when people come in, it is a challenge to cut their hair. But you know what? What gets my adrenaline going is I think in my mind, right, because of where I am, I bet you ain't nobody finna give you the service I gave.
Exactly.
What I'm prepared to do, what I'm finna do, you don't even expect to get your hair washed, let alone shampoo, condition, talk to you.
You don't think that. No.
Talk to you about the ingredients in this shampoo, the hot towel, the razor, and then turn you around and go through a full consultation before I ever touch you. You never got none of this before.
There you go. It'll make them really pay attention to you.
Yeah.
I tell you, and young barbers, listen, you may not be the best in your shop. You may not have this skill. This may be your skill set right here. But you could definitely everything around your skill set. It's like having a house. If you got blessed with a house with only 2,000 square foot, somebody gave it to you. It's small and it's just a plain house. You can't grow. You can't make that house get no bigger.
Nope.
But nothing wrong with you decorating the hell out that house. The yard looks great. You got the paving. You got the inside hooked up. So you go in the house, look like, man, this man got this house. So what that's saying, you can't make the house bigger. You may not be no better, but you could decorate everything around you. How to greet, explain the clients, consultation, sanitary. Here's the water, man. I got water for all my clients. Water costs you $20 for gallons. So dress up everything around it, and they'll like you so much, they won't even be really focused on how good or not the haircut is. I like the guy, man. He's just a great guy. I know my head's a little crooked, but he a good dude.
And you know, that's what I'll be looking for, man, because in my opinion, you don't know what you get. When you get a walk-in client, man, you might as well do like this and dig your hand in the bag. You don't know what you're going to get, because up underneath that hair might be great texture. Up underneath the hair might be dips and pockets.
You never know what you get, but honestly, some clients will protect you if they like you, bro. I've had people protect me. Man, your head's a little crooked. And, you know,
oh yeah,
perfect. They will sit right there. Boy, leave it alone. Boy, you all right. Hey, they throw the hat on. Oh, boy, you all right. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
They will. Your clients sometimes will protect you. They won't let nobody talk to you.
Absolutely.
Because they like you. That's what
skills alone don't to the pinnacle of where you want to be. You have to bring something else to the table. You know what I mean? You know,
exactly.
if you cold with the Clippers, but you ain't never there, what good is being cold with the Clippers? You got to bring something else to the table.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, I used to have a manager at a job I used to work. He used to say that all the time, man. He say, listen, his name was Jim Thompson. Jim would tell us, he would say, look, you could be the strongest, wisest, intelligent, most just stellar employee. That don't mean nothing to me if you ain't here, and it really don't make me feel no better if you ain't here on time.
Exactly.
Not only I can't rely on you to get here on time, I don't know if you're gonna be here or not. So it don't matter. I'd rather get somebody that I gotta talk to all day long that's gonna be here on time and be here every day. That somebody gotta say nothing to, but I don't know when I'm seeing.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Definitely. So I wanna ask you a question, man. Throughout the time that you put into barbering, I think a lot of guys and women, anybody that pursues this industry, at some point they find out that they're walking into barbering is a tightrope walk at times, because you have you and your goals, and you have your family goals, and then you have everything else. Life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to maintain that tightrope. I want to know, because one of the things that I value most about you is your willingness to be I'm sorry, that's my dog.
Okay.
Your willingness to be transparent and open up to a lot of people about a lot of things that, like I told you, another one of them things, you helped me through some darkness, my boy. Really. Yeah, okay. So I want to know, what were some of your struggles? Like, what were some of your most difficult times as a barber, and how you were able to deal with it? What was your way of negotiating your way through those darker times?
Well, actually, one of my darkest times in my barbering career, because I've always been a winner. I've always won. I've always been on top. But one of my darkest times was in 2019 when I went through a divorce. And that took a lot of energy out of it took a lot of energy out of me to go through that. And I didn't want my clients to go through that as well, because a lot of people didn't even know, because I would come to work and put my happy face on and put my face on like nothing ain't bothering me, knowing stuff tearing me up inside. So as I dealt with that, it was like, you know, because I said my clients don't really deserve me having an attitude. They don't deserve me coming to work because of my personal business that's going home at home. So you have to learn to separate it and try to balance it. But I always try to live in a balance. If I do 2 or 3 shows, when I come home, let's go to vacation, go to the water park, let's do something, you know what I'm saying? And also too, just taking that time out to say, be with your family, be with your wife, be with your kids, be with yourself. It's like sometimes you need to just be with yourself and just kind of hang, sit on the porch, enjoy what you're doing. Because if not, life will consume you. And there's a few more barbers I ran across. We talked, and wow, man, I know you're going through a divorce as well. And they went through the same thing. And it's kind of like when it's just us and we have to put on this front that we're super barbers. Because one thing about barbers, everybody look up to us. Everybody. I don't care if you got 10 clients and that's all you got. Right. Somebody thinks you're the best in town. So going through our struggles, we have people still looking up to us. So we have to put on that cape to say we're Superman, but we're not. Inside, we're crying. Inside, we ripped up. And then a lot of times, barbers, we don't have nobody to really go to that we could talk to, because you can't talk to your clients, because some clients going to hit the door with it and glad to you. And so you end up finding barbers that really like, say, you know, really like, damn, bro, you went through that too? Yeah, I went through that too, bro. Yeah. So that's kind of like they lift each other up and just really just kind of make sure that as a barber, you spend time with family, you spend time, you know, at home, you spend time at the shop. You have to kind of break it up a little bit.
So with that being
said,
what is a schedule for OG? What does OG's schedule look like, especially being between 2 shops?
Okay, this is my schedule. Monday is my day. I just you know, I do orders. I do a lot of packing on Mondays. Me and my team. Tuesday, I get up 6 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, get home by 8 o'clock, 8:30. Tuesday's the day I go get, my wife got me turned on to getting massages and things like that now. You know what I'm saying? So I go get massages. And Tuesday's my day where I talk to my wholesalers. I have my phone open till people want to call me, text me. I mean, that's the day that I got the energy I'm going to make the energy to give people a decent conversation. Not such a, hey, man, bet, I'm going to holler at you, whoop, I got to go, boom. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically my schedule. I take appointments all the way to 6. After 6 o'clock, price goes up to $150. So basically, I'm doing still, you know, 10 to 15 heads on certain days. You know, I still got one. So basically, and after that, I get off work, come home, either cook dinner or, you know, or have my wife cook dinner. You know, like doing football season myself, you know, schedule kind of changes. Monday night, Thursday night.
Understood.
I'm home. I'm to the house. You know what I'm saying? My schedule, you know, it's pretty about the same thing. You know, it just, I don't do a lot of, you know, I mean, I don't do a lot of hanging out at all, because me and my wife, we hang out together a lot. But yeah, I got to put a schedule, man, just consistent, something I can hang on to. Because Wednesday and Friday, I go to Leesburg. It's about 35 minutes away. Thursday and Saturday, I go to my shop in Orlando, which is like 10 minutes away. So that's how my Sunday I'm off, you know, and that's pretty much how it goes.
So it brought up a point to me, right? Listening to everything you said before the schedule. And my question that I wanted to ask is, as barbers, and I saw somebody also commented under here too, I think we were thinking the same thing at the same time. As barbers, a lot of times we're expected to be the you're the drop it off spot. Your chair is where a lot of people leave their emotions. You know, whatever they go through, they leave them at that chair. And as the barber, we're expected to take whatever people leave at that chair and be able to compartmentalize it with whatever we may have going on in our personal lives, and then also be available for the next, like you said, 15 heads. Your first head might be the heaviest head of the day.
Yes.
14 more after that. In addition to compartmentalizing all day, whatever it is that you're going through. And then you're going to have that one client that's going to come in and they're going to be talking along the lines of what you're going through, but you're going to be fighting yourself to not let yours out because they don't want to hear your
No,
problems. That's not what I'm telling you.
no, they don't want to hear your
Dumb
tell
things.
you yeah,
So,
they want to tell you.
my question is how difficult is it to compartmentalize all that, and what was your way of being able to do that? Because I never been through a divorce, but I have been through a separation.
Okay.
And me and my wife, we done fought like hell for this marriage. That's why I appreciate every moment of it, because I know how much work it takes.
Yeah, it takes. Yeah,
But it is.
Yeah.
You better be sure you want this shit, because this don't come with no soft shit.
It don't come easy, man. Marriage don't come easy at all.
So how were you able to quiet the noise when it was time to step behind that chair, be OG, but also maintain the sanity of Jermaine? How were you able to?
Damn, that's a good question. You know what I do? I would never take home problems to the shop, and I never take shop problems to home. Now, at the time I make it discuss, I mean, because now my wife is in the industry. So, you know, and we work together twice a week. So it's kind of like, you know, but it's like literally, I'm not going to be mad with my wife and then go home and treat my clients bad. You know what I'm saying? Like go to the clients bad, or I'm not mad at my clients and come home, you know, mad at my wife. Hey, he did this at the shop. Now, I may run it by her because we'll talk about certain things, but now we're in the same industry, so it's kind of cool. But I just always keep it separate no matter what I'm going through. It's not, if y'all tools my clients, it's not up to me because I'm going through something at home or I'm going through something personal. I'm going to put that weight on y'all. Sometimes you have to give yourself a little ego check, because sometimes I find myself don't want to talk, and certain clients, you know, they look forward to talking to you. They wait 2 weeks for your appointment books to open up. They're paying you $75 and they're excited to talk to you. Sometimes I went in the mirror, bro, you don't get your ass out the way and humble you. Bro, I've humbled myself before. You know, catch myself in a little zone and the dude talking, and instead of I ain't really hearing what they saying. Sometimes I have to look at myself in the mirror. Hey man, you ain't that good. You straight, but you ain't that good. Humble yourself. Talk to that man, communicate with that man or that woman, and you get them the attention that they deserve. And I wake myself up, go ahead and hit it, because I don't never want to get to the point where, hey, if I'm OG, if I don't want to talk, I ain't talking. Nah, bro. I done several times had to turn myself down, humble myself, and say, hold on, just because you got a big stick don't mean you got to beat people across the head with it. People pay money and wait on you, won't go to nobody else, and you know what I'm saying, and then you come and give them an attitude.
That's
nah, boy, tighten up.
Hey, that
Man, tighten.
You said a mouthful right there, my brother.
For real. Listen, I'm cooking part for myself. I'm gonna just keep that in my.
You said a mouthful, and one of the biggest things too, you know, what you do, your skill set is outstanding. But you know, just even looking from afar before we got on here, you seem so humble. You're always giving jewels. You know, you're always giving jewels and gems and just inspiring and moving the industry forward. And I think you give hope to show that for 36 years you've been doing this and you still love what you're doing and you're still growing.
Love it.
Absolutely.
And you know, and a couple of things keep me humble. And like I said, I'm not trying to make this a church service, but I remember a long time ago when I went at my first MLB show in Orlando premiere. This before I got sponsored by Black Solutions, anybody. And I remember being there, nobody knew me. It was a few people knew me off YouTube, I think it was, or Facebook, when I first started my Facebook. And I used to just look around, and I remember seeing some of the heavy hitter barbers at that time. And I remember looking up at them like, oh man, these guys got it going on. And I can remember how some of them treated some of the people like me, just the average looking guy. At that time I had gold teeth, I'm about 250. So it's like, you know, I ain't nobody that you looking for to say, oh, that's OG, that's Jermaine. I wasn't nobody but a dude walking around with a book bag with some, you know, like buying stuff. So I made God a promise. I say, God, if you ever just decide to give me this type of spotlight, this type of exposure, I never disappoint you. I said, I'll never get to the point where I'm too good, I'm too Hollywood, and you know what I'm saying? You know, and the thing about, can't get to everybody phone call, inbox, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But if you see me, meet me, or come across me, you can already know that it's genuine. And you know what I'm saying? So I made God that promise, you know what I'm saying, that I would be that guy that's like, bro, I'm just a barber like you, my bro. I ain't nobody special. I got a little name, a few followers, and some products, but I'm no better than you. And also, too, I stay humble, especially to the young barbers. Because them little young jokers will get up there and cut your throat in about 3 years and you ain't playing. You know how you want to look down on them. Oh, yeah, little girl. Keep it up, man. Keep it up, little man. One day, one of them boys will run by you and snatch the clippers out your hand. Boy, I'm serious. So I remember I just treat everybody the same. I don't know which one of these young boys or young girls gonna jump up and be the next beast. Then if I need them for something, they gonna look back. Nah, bro, remember? We was at the show, you couldn't take a picture with me. I remember that thing, so I don't want to ever get looked over.
Yeah. And you know what? Just like that's by Reggie said, man, it's crazy. I know how much you work, and I know how much you live forward. I don't know if it ever dawned on you, man, but do you ever pay attention, or has it ever hit you that just like you was that guy walking around with the backpack, looking up and seeing everything going on, like, damn, man, that's pretty dope. Now we doing that to you.
Yeah.
Now we doing that to you.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that I saw you twice before I ever met you. I seen you a total of 3 times.
Yeah.
4 times actually. I seen you a total of 4 times. The first 3 times, I'm like, man, I'm not bothering that, man. I'm not finna go over there and say nothing to do. That's OG. What I look like, what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna play my position. I'm gonna sit back here and I'm gonna be glad that I'm in the room with him. And if he got something to say, I'm gonna listen to him, right? And I just play position. This last time, thank God my wife was there. Cause no, the first time I got to even share a fraction of a conversation with you was at the Lebanon show with the barber battle with Bones and Deonta. And I was just standing there and I ain't say again, I couldn't move and I'm a talking dude, bro. I'm a social butterfly. But I couldn't bring myself to get words out my mouth, bro. So I just was there watching and listening to the conversation, and I was kind of nudging my homie like, nigga, OG right here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, and his last time was in Texas, and my wife, thank God again for that woman. That's my backbone. That's my support. She was like, listen, we came all the way down here to Texas because you've been nominated for an award that you never knew you was even going to be nominated for.
Yeah.
Stand in that. Let that be your motivation to go over and meet these people. It's time for you to open up. Start to shake some of these people's hand. You don't know who they are. At least give them that.
Yeah.
And I got up and walked over there, and I was nervous, just church money. But it's like, hey, she right. And again, bro, I don't know if it ever dawned on you, but it's a lot of us watching.
It's starting to dawn now, bro. And even when I see the comments and see some of them, but then also too, I just feel like when I hear people give me my flowers while I'm here, they tell me how they appreciate what I do. That actually turns another gear in me because I can't disappoint y'all.
Yeah.
I can't get arrogant. I can't get now I'm too good for a conversation. Quite naturally, I can't talk to everybody to call my phone, but it makes me feel responsible. God has put a certain responsibility in me because I remember years ago I asked for it. So since He gave it to me, it's my responsibility to say use it like He would want. Like I want people to see me, you know what I'm saying? See Him through me. That I know I'm starting to kind of figure out where I stand at on the totem pole. Mm-hmm. I really had a flash moment when I came from Dallas. I went to the Waffle House that night when I got in by 11:30. That's my tradition. When I get back from hair show,
go to Waffle House.
So I pulled up to the Waffle House and I got OG Walker on my truck. I got a big Chevy Silverado jacked up. So I pulled up and the guys in there was like, well, "Who is OG Walker?" And I said, "Well, that's my brand." So they was like, so one guy went straight to Instagram. Mm-hmm. Went in the truck for a minute, came back out, and and went back in Waffle House, and they were like, "Whoa, you got a whole brand," and they just kind of like, "Damn, bro, you really, are somebody out here." Yeah. And it's kind of hard to recognize because because in Leesburg, man, I'm just G. These guys been knowing me, so I don't expect them to have a wolf factor like that's OG Walker.
Right.
They don't even call me OG. They call me G,
Right.
man, or man, or something like that. Now in Orlando they call me OG because they met me when I was in the OG.
Right.
I was just Jermaine from Leesburg. So you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I'm starting to realize, but just still just treating it humbly, that I really am somebody in this industry. And I just want to make people that look like me, talk like me, may have a little country slang, may have a goatee, may have some flaws or some blemishes. But I want the industry to respect us,
no doubt,
because we get looked over. When we look like this, we talk like
absolutely.
I got a question. But while we got a quick pause, just want to say this is the I Cut My Way Out podcast on 7:30 Central Standard Time every Wednesday. You just joining in, we have the legendary OG Walker, Leesburg, Florida. Follow, absolutely. Make sure you follow him at O_G_Walker. Also, follow the I Cut My Way Out podcast. With that being, you hitting on every point, every question I got. So it's interesting because I used to have gold in my mouth as well. So I watched you. I watched you transition, and it spoke to me. I said he moving to the next level. He owned to something. He doing something. What inspired you to have the gold removed?
Well, actually, after my divorce, I got on Facebook and I said, man, what y'all think if I take my goals out? And it wasn't nothing like a get back at nobody type of situation. It was just basically, okay, I'm single. Let me change my look. I had them drop like 40 pounds. And actually, what happened, the wife that I'm with now, she hated gold teeth, like hated. But she just ended up liking me. So literally just kind of like talking about getting my gold teeth out. Next thing I know, long story short, we show up to the dentist. I'm like, where we going? Go in there, talk to the man. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm so scared. Went in there, man, set me an appointment, charged me a certain price. So I mean, bro, that was the best decision. And then also too, I used to be nervous to talk in cameras with gold teeth like that because they got old, broke up, brittle, things like that. So I used to shy away from smiling. If you look at some of my older pictures, I never smiled. I'll just kind of hold my mouth. You know what I'm saying? If you go back tonight and look at all my old pictures, like the ones before 2018, there's certain times you'll see me with my mouth open, but I wouldn't open it. I just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because the goals look bad in the camera. So once I got my white teeth, I don't never keep my mouth closed. I'm gonna show all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel more confident in me talking. I feel more confident, you know what I'm saying, in speaking engagements and things like that. Because when you got gold teeth, people looking in your mouth, and it's like, okay, let me get that fixed. So that really helped me out. That just really gave me like, wow, bro, I looked at so much different.
I remember seeing that, and I went through the same thing. I've been cutting hair for 20-something years, but I did it part-time for a long period of time, worked in the school system. And I got tired of, man, every time somebody would talk to me, they could never give me eye contact. They would look in my mouth. And I got your mouth, yes. I always, you know, it's enough being a black man, you know what I'm saying, in this world, you know what I mean, and how we judge. But man, I just got so tired of people. It felt like they would, no matter, even if they were older and they looked like me, it still seemed as if I were being judged. You know, I was a thug, I was this. So I said, you know what, if I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to transition into something else, it's time for me to make a change. And it was crazy because when I got him, my wife didn't like him in the first place. She just dealt with it because she loved me. We've been together 27 years. She loved me, but she ain't like it.
Yeah, she got used to it. She was like, that's good. I ain't gonna even mess with it.
See, I'm thinking about getting my canines, man.
No, just go on. Like, trust me. Hey, listen, but that white is in.
I want the canines, bro. I want to, not the permanents though. I can pop pop out.
Get the permanents. You don't want to do the permanents.
When I go to like some of the shows or whatever where I'm not expected to talk, I can for the pictures and just for the pictures.
And it was crazy because I went through that stage, you know, the bling bling and you know what I'm saying, Hot Boy Lil Wayne and them. So me and my partner, you know, he was a barber. We go get the gold and I'm out, but not realizing what all went to it. Like it changed. They shaving teeth. It's a lot that go into it, man. And they didn't understand. I did.
Boy,
I had no. Yeah. Oh, they go in. They shave you down and oh man, bro, it ain't just popping in no teeth. No, it's dental work, bro. Yeah. And your normal teeth will never be the same. So when you get that,
look like a troll teeth in your mouth. Look like a troll in your mouth.
I'm good. I'm gonna just go give me some gold aluminum foil.
That's what you want, cause it took them golds out. Look like I had little troll teeth in my mouth.
Yep.
Oh, for real.
I didn't know.
Oh man, they going
much.
So your permanent teeth, it'll never be the same. So when you get them taken, now you got to get some work. You got to get them crowned up. Your permanent teeth will never be. Yeah.
And it costs.
So I saw two things on here. We got a question that I pinned down here, but I saw another question earlier from A League of My Own. If you still on here, A League of My Own, your question was, do you struggle from imposter syndrome? Give me an example of what you mean by that. I don't understand exactly. I've never heard of imposter. Have either one of you guys ever heard of that?
Imposter syndrome, like
imposter syndrome. I've never heard of it. A League of My Own. If you hear, bro.
Yeah, explain it. We'll definitely answer
what that is. I would love to know what that is so we can answer that question. But the question down below is from _Lockett__. What's the pros and cons about being a professional barber besides the money and making your own schedule?
What's the pros and cons about being a professional barber? Besides the money. Well, I think
I got a quick one that just flies right into my head. Unlike clocking into 9 to 5, if we don't work, we don't get paid. Ain't you know.
That's a con is like I say, don't work, don't get paid. A lot of times we don't have insurance. A lot of times we don't pay taxes, so we can't afford certain things. We make the money, but we can't afford it. It's not bad, but it's kind of rough on your health if you don't work out. Keep yourself at a decent weight. Wear the right shoes and stuff. You know, I got a younger barber that's been with me for years. He's starting to wear nothing but comfortable shoes. He don't care nothing about Jordan, none of that stuff. He allowed to have on some Skechers if it make him feel better. So it's like literally, like it wears down your body. It does, because for the most part, we can say, oh, I'm going to book my schedule. But if you're a barber trying to make it, you may miss football games. You may miss cheerleading and recitals and things like that. You may miss a lot of those things because you got to what? I got to grind, baby. I got to grind on Saturday. I can't take off. And the pros is you pretty much can make your own. You can pretty much write your own check. You can write a check, and you can schedule off your times and stuff to be with your family, do things you want to do, as long as you do it in decency and in order. I think that there's opportunities in the barber game for like being an educator, owning your own product line, going to schools, pointing to others, teaching classes. It's so many other opportunities that's for the barber game that you like. So it's a lot. And man, I'm just be honest. Some of us like rock stars around here, like straight superstars, even in our cities. Go to the grocery store, and I bet some kids say, "Mom, that's so-and-so. Yeah. Oh, Mom, he cuts my hair. That's my barber." They'll say all day, "That's my barber right there, bro. That's my barber." So we celebrities in our own town. No matter if we got Instagram celebs, we are celebs in our own towns.
Yeah. You get that. You garner a lot of attention. One of my pros, though, what I would say, here's my biggest pro. I think it's a simple one, but a lot of people don't think about it, and it goes to the money, time, all that, right? Barbering is the only industry business that I've ever done, and I've held a lot of jobs. I'm 36 years old tomorrow.
Okay.
35 years old. I appreciate that.
Yes,
At 35 years old, I've worked as a line chef. I've flipped burgers. I done dropped fries. I done did ice creams. I worked in car plants. I worked for Nissan. I've worked fast food, automotive plant, factory job, storefront, retail. I've been working since I was 12 years old. My very first job, my mother had me sweeping up in the barbershop, just sweeping hair,
Oh, okay.
running to the store for them. That was my first job. But since that job, I've had a job my whole life.
Okay.
I've never not had a job. And if I did, it was that in between looking for another.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Okay.
this is the only industry I've ever worked in. This is the only job I've ever had where if I want to, tomorrow, I can go to work and I can give myself a $14,000 raise.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but I'm going to tell you real simple how you do it. You add one service for $5. One service for $5 at an average of 8 to 12 heads a day. That $5 in addition to those services, right? To those 8 to 12 services rendered in $5 increments over the span of those 7, how many days you work, right? I work for 5 days a week, 5, 6, 7, 5 days a week. So 5 days a week. Some people out here working 6 and 7 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Minimum 5 days a week, $5 service. Maybe it's additional hot towel. Maybe it's OG Walker's coming soon oil.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know about. That's been having me around. Real.
Oh yeah. That last love, baby.
Real
that
nice.
Love. That last love. It's coming.
That one thing, $5. You do the math for that per client, per day, per week, per month, for a year. And in 1 year, you've increased yourself by a minimum of $10,000 to $14,000.
But you know what, too? That's a great point. I think about it like that. But that's me, a barber gonna have to really be not aggressive, but they gonna have to offer it. Can I offer you this? Can I offer you this?
But you know what? You know what I learned? I disagree with that, OG. Okay. Let me tell you what. I've learned that if you just maintain consistency on what you're doing already, my clients come in, and as soon as I turn them around to that mirror and I start talking to you, you know what they eyes doing? They eyes scanning that station for what's new.
Oh, okay.
What's new up there? That's a little trick. That's a little trick. That's free game right there.
That's free. No, that's free game though. You turn them around to the mirror and they look and see what's all kinds of decorations.
When I do my consultation, I'm not standing where they can just see me. I turn them around towards the mirror. Let them face the mirror in my station. For multiple reasons, I'm gonna stand behind you and I'm gonna make eye contact with you through the mirror. For multiple reasons. First reason, I want you to see yourself how I see you. Once we talking about your hair, I can show you what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
I can show you shape. I can show you structure, right? Second reason, I work hard at maintaining the cleanliness of my station. I work hard at making sure it's clean in between each client. I work hard at making sure that those nice clippers are presented in a specific way.
Yeah.
I want you to see it because now I'm giving you the confidence that I'm assuring you that we sanitary around here.
I like that.
Third reason, I want you to look at yourself, but I want them eyes to scan. Because if you come every week, every 2 weeks, you're going to start seeing what your clients will notice when you get something new.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I assure you they will.
Oh, yeah.
Turn them to their chair, especially if it's their first time in your chair. Turn them towards that station and let them scan. And I love that bottle ain't got a label on it yet because I sit it up front.
Yeah.
I want you to ask me, man, what is that?
Yeah.
What's that? Is that like a beer oil or something? Oh, listen, bro, that's something that's gonna stimulate your mood, but it's also gonna put you in a mellow space. Once it's gonna complement your haircut. A lot of what I do is not just haircut. I want the haircut to complement you, but I also have to add something to complement that cut. That's the other part of the service. Everything I do that I'm telling you is sell itself.
A league of my own, and he said imposter syndrome is short, basically. So you a skill. Okay.
Internalizing doubt about accomplishments and skill despite evidence that you're more qualified to be doing. I never knew a word for it, bro, but hell yeah, we didn't suffer from that. I know I have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I think 90% of barbers and stylists that you're gonna talk to, anyone who was at point A and they're transitioning to point B or they right in between, they're experiencing that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, because you're going to experience that when you grow to the next level. And I mean, that's why we were saying earlier, kind of what we were saying earlier. You know, when you go into the next level, everybody not going to understand your growth. Everybody not going, you got clients not going to understand. Barbers in your city not going to understand your growth and how are you growing at this rate. So they going to look at you like, who are you to grow like that? Who are you to charge what you're charging? And so, yes, I think we've all dealt with that some form of fashion.
So, so how do you deal with? I believe the question was, what's your way of overcoming that? Yep. How do you overcome that?
You just have to be focused on your goals and what you and like what your intentions are. I used to always try to let my clients bring me stuff. Man, guess what so and so said about you? Man, guess what he said about you? And I used to let people just tell me, and then it'd be like, you know, I'm letting them. Now, I used to get to a point, hey, I don't want to hear it. Look, and how you keep letting them talk about me with you every time they see you? You start be saying something too. How they feel comfortable? How they feel comfortable? Real them talk about me and standing there, you wearing my haircut. How you feel good enough to sit there and let you know? So I knew
you was a real one, bro. I knew it. I knew it, bro.
Yeah, you kind of be like, how you feel good, but how you so the answer, man, block it out.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody bring no negative energy, no negative space. You know, so there's so much information about positive energy and negative energy these days. And when you know some people are just gonna bring you that negative energy, you start to kind of block them. You start to step on them a little bit. Man, I don't hear that negativity today. We're gonna listen, I'm gonna brighten it up. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about something else.
And
I don't want to talk about nothing negative.
For me, I think it's very important because I dealt with that, especially transitioning, being in a small town. I was a hooper and I went from a hoop. Now they like, okay, you cutting hair. But if you don't believe in yourself, who gonna believe in? So
that's like my man, the pro just said, it's all about intent and impact, man. Yep. Shout out to the Haircut Pro. That's one of the guys. I don't know if y'all follow my man, but that's one of the people I look up to when I look at, you know, I go scout work, not scout like I'm trying to take nothing for nobody, but I just, sometimes I need that inspiration. I need that shot to get me right. I go look at some of his videos. Oh, Lord, let me get ready. You know what I'm saying?
I just sent them a follow. It was my first time seeing him. So yeah, one of them
inspiration, motivation. He drops jewels. Definitely a big up in the industry. He is very inspiring and motivational, man. So we salute you and we appreciate you jumping on, my brother.
Yeah, that's my dude. We came in the industry about the same time out there going to the shows and, you know, things like that. And he's grown his brand. I've grown mine. So, you know, it's just a blessing to see someone jump in that, you know, that normally jump on, you know, whatnot, and just show support. And that just show the growth of the entire industry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to add to a league of my own, another way to combat it, man, I made a video about it a few days ago, right before I got sick and was down for a minute. And I'm going to clean it up because I've been already talking to OG. Like I said, I feel like I've been knowing this dude my whole life. So you get the authentic me with the cuss words, and that ain't what I'm trying to represent for the podcast. But, you know, it's authentic, so it is what it is. But I had to learn something. This goes back to our conversation earlier that it takes for you to change. You got to change your mindset. Before you place too much of your attention and energy into pursuing success, make sure you address your mindset, address your mind, address what you are approaching, how you're approaching things. And one jewel I can give you that helped me to just wash away a whole lot of stress is to keep it in mind.
Exactly.
Don't nobody owe me nothing.
Exactly.
Don't nobody owe me nothing. And as fair to them as it is to me, I don't owe nobody nothing
at all.
So I don't obligate myself to fulfill other people's obligations that they've set for me.
Yeah, because
I expect people to fulfill their obligations that they may have told me that they were going to fulfill. Because the moment you allow yourself to hang on the promises of your clients, the promises of other professionals in this industry, or the promises that you keep telling yourself in your mind that you want in your heart, that you just haven't figured out how to get there yet.
Yeah.
As long as you keep hanging on to that, you might as well be hanging on to 3 or 4 boat anchors you dragging behind you.
Yep, that's what you drag.
Be able to move forward. Stop obligating yourself to that. And the best way for me was to I say it every morning now. Don't nobody owe me nothing.
Nothing. They don't owe you nothing.
They don't owe me nothing. If they come through and they hold on to their word, that's great. I appreciate it. It can only add to what I've already put into place to move forward.
Exactly.
But if they don't, it's not gonna deviate my plans. My plans are already in motion.
So no matter you
on board or not,
they're going.
Yeah. We appreciate you too, my brother.
That'll help you alleviate a whole lot of that.
Now, I was just
for sure.
Talking about aspiring wisdom. We definitely appreciate you. We do this, for the industry, for the culture, and just trying to do our part with this platform, man, to celebrate our industry and keep pushing it forward. So, yeah,
definitely. It takes that though. I feel like somebody said it earlier. It may have been the same guy we talked to, a league of my own, who said it earlier. But as barbers, you take in a lot, bro. Like everything that I'm taking in from my clients, it's not just them dumping a lot. I learn a lot from my clients.
You learn from your clients.
Also, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but I'm gonna put it out there, man, because like you said, you've been a big follower and supporter of the Haircut Pro. I've been doing the same. Hopefully, my good brother, sometime, man, if you're willing, we would love to get you on here with all your knowledge and wisdom and your skill set to also share gems. And we're all trying to move forward in this industry. So never too old to learn. So we're always with sponges and trying to soak up everything and just provide this platform for up-and-coming barbers as well.
Well, y'all doing a great too, man. I really appreciate being on it, bro. And I like what y'all doing, bro. Listen, y'all keep grinding though. Don't worry about who respond, who say I'm with you, who don't. Man, you keep grinding, then you look up like a year down the road, and y'all got one of the biggest platforms for barbers it is. And I'm be like, yo, I was on there early, boy.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, bro. You can't keep waking up every day trying to do the same thing and not eventually be successful. I don't care if you're making frozen cups or cups of juice. You could be the best juice maker in the world.
Right.
If you
No
keep
doubt.
trying it.
That we greatly.
I agree. That's how we was taught as young men. My father used to tell me it don't matter if your job is on a construction site sweeping up wood shavings. You be the best damn wood shaving sweeping dude they ever seen in their life.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. The Haircut Pro. You on my radar now, bro. I didn't know. They just gave me the game. I just hit the follow. So if you see this face blowing up your like thing, it's because I went on there and started going through your content, bro. Because I'm a consumer of professionalism. I'm a consumer like it's like my nose candy. When I see somebody out here getting through it and they getting busy, I love it, bro. Support it. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get it in front of more
Somebody said make
people.
room for the female barbers. We're open. We've had some great female barbers on here on our platform. She cut me out of Milwaukee. We've had Euphoric Phase out of Houston. We've had Casey Wheeler, the native barber. Man,
Deanna out of Houston. No, out of Dallas.
Right. Deanna, folks, we don't look at male, females. We look at barbers. This is one big family. So everybody, we big up and everybody. We treating everybody the same. It's love and we doing this for the culture of barbering. So we ain't separating. Ain't no gender to it, because there are a lot of females that are sick with them clippers that like you said earlier, OG, that run the dude up out.
Bring your body. It's one guy. I got a question. I can make this. Got my phone about to go dead, but I do want to answer King Braylon. If we could address his questions and end up on a good note, because he has some good questions. If you can read them all. No, I can't.
Let me see. I got you. Let me see. King Braylon. King Braylon. I'm loving this live. I have a question and I need advice. I'm a dope hairstylist and I just transitioned to my suite. And I also work for Amazon for 4 days out of the week, and 3 days a week I'm nervous. So he's a dope barber. He's just transitioning into a suite. He works for Amazon 3 days out the week, and he's trying to cut hair No, he works Amazon 4 days out the week, and I guess he's trying to cut hair 3 days out the week.
And then
His quote was,
and then he say to leave my job and miss out on money, but I'm ready to leave my job as well. What advice would I do to leave my job? Getting in that suite, I'm gonna be honest with you, getting in that suite kind of makes you where you stunt your growth. Because
absolutely.
when you're in a barbershop, I could peek down there at you and see what you're doing. I could peek down at you, see what, dang, he did a nice little C cup there. I'm gonna take that too. So when you're in that suite, it's like you got the privacy vibe going, but you're not learning, you're not communicating. Tell you one thing to do: go to a barbershop or a stylist or wherever you want to go at, and just go and get cool with the clients that's gonna be there. Not say you're trying to take them. Somebody needs to know who you are. If you just sitting there, hey, how y'all doing? Get into conversations with people. Let people like, well, who are you? Oh, I'm King Brandon. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Braylon. But now they may bring their nephew for you. They need somebody. Well, you know what? I like you. I'm gonna bring my niece next time for you. That's how. But in a suite, there's nobody walking by. There's nobody coming to say, "Hey, how you doing?" No, you need to be in a shop where you can get some traffic, where people can see your face. And also, every time you're doing it in that shop, you auditioning for somebody else to get in your chair.
Absolutely. Another question I would want to ask you, King Braylon, I think it is, do you have your barber's license yet? Or are you enrolled in school yet? Because you got some other lanes to do. I agree with OG. I think jumping straight off from work into a suite, you setting yourself up for that ceiling real fast, bro. Especially if you don't already have thick established clientele, it's gonna hurt you more than help you. It's gonna put a real hurt.
It's gonna
be hard to grow in there.
It's hard to grow. You don't see nothing. You don't see nobody. You don't see nobody else cutting. The way you grow, man, you have to watch other people cut. You have to look at other people, in the shop, see how they move, see how they vibe. So yeah.
If I was you, this would be my suggestion, right? And this is coming from somebody who was in your position, because before I didn't pick up clippers for the first time until 4 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I picked up clippers for the first time ever. And I went to school. I've been working my whole life. We know the whole story, right? So what he say, yes, I'm some guys and women. I have clients. I just don't make money. Okay, so you're gonna have to sit down and have a conversation with yourself and determine what's more important: chasing that Amazon money or pursuing a sustainable career for yourself.
Can I? Because
yeah, hold on. If you pursuing a career for yourself in barbering, you're not gonna miss the Amazon. You're not missing nothing. I think the perception of what missing money is, you misunderstanding that. Missing money is not being prepared to move forward with what you need to do. There's ways that you can budget yourself now with the money you're making from Amazon and the few heads that you're cutting, where you can secure your ability to let Amazon go and focus on what you're doing, and you'll be able to afford the ability to do it. And before you know it, the doors will open up and you'll start making way more money than Amazon was ever going to pay you. But go ahead, bro.
Two things for me. One, when you're steady jumping between the two, it's going to be very difficult to maximize yourself in one of them, first and foremost. For me, I walked away from $70,000 a year working a desk job as a director of an after-school program because I was tired, and I knew that if I didn't give my all to barbering, I wasn't going to get all in return. Whatever you put in is what you get out of. If you just dipping a foot in there, then you're not going to get the rewards of going at it. Now, you have to be smart. I'm not saying give up all of your income. I agree with the fellas. Don't jump in a suite and seclude yourself because you want to grow. But if you're a barber at heart and this is what you want to do, at some point in time, you're going to have to be able to jump out there, believe yourself, and go get it. And sometimes you take risks, jumping. Guys got you. Doors are open.
Absolutely. And I would say this: here's like a leader of my own said, plan an exit strategy. Here's one of the ways I was able to plan my exit strategy when I was working. I was working at a chemical plant, making good money, good benefits, This was my exit strategy. Once I start barbering, right, I would say for you, find you a shop and explain to the owner that, hey, I'm currently working a full-time job. I'm only available for 3 days a week. There's a lot of shops that will be okay with that because they need somebody in those chairs. Shops are in desperate need of good barbers. So you let them know I got a pre-established clientele I'm trying to build, but I'm also trying to wing myself into barbering full-time, right? That's your first step. Then what you do is keep a baseline of what you're making as a barber and with Amazon, working those 4 days at Amazon and 3 days there, which I don't think you're going to be able to sustain because that's a full week and you have no time for you doing that. But what I did was once one was making what the job was making, I don't need the job no more. I don't need jobs, right? So once I start cutting hair, what I was making working, I don't need to work no more. Now I can focus all on this. And that's when them gates opened up and it was like everything you want just thrown at you at 100 miles an hour.
But you have to be but you have to make up in your mind when you're going to go ahead and go all in with the barbering. And I've seen it work for two barbers, a barber and a braid, like a loctician that we have at our shop in Orlando. Came with no clientele, didn't really know nobody. Like one of them, like the barber didn't know anybody. Mm-hmm. He made his mind up every day. I'm going to go walk around, pass out cards, talk to people. These two are the most aggressive people that I've ever seen in my life. They go to the mall, they ask a question, Who does your hair? Who does your locks? Mm-hmm. I mean, literally, I seen this girl go from no clients to loaded. I seen this barber go from no clients to loaded because they made it in their mind. There's no exit plan. There is no Amazon. There's no check coming from this. Listen, if I don't make it with this, I'm going to die of starvation.
Yeah.
Because so it got to starve me or it's going to work. And 9 out of 10 times, it'll work.
It'll work. Like you said, but whatever you get up every day and you deliberately make your intentions on being good at, you will be good at it, bro. Like it's only one thing to do from the start point. From the point that you start something, there's only improvement after that. Like it can't do, because think about it like this. If you get a business card, and yes, passing out business cards still work. If you get a business card and you pass out 20 cards a day and only get one client every day from 20 cards, one client is one more than what you had.
Yeah, you got to go around, man. You got to go in there and you got to get away through like a few free cuts. Like, especially you trying to get going, hey, come on, I'm going to give you a free cut. I got you. I seen a guy build a clientele doing that. He gave away free cuts for the whole first 3-4 days, and boy.
Listen, I built the clientele doing that. Listen, at my barber school, haircuts was $5 a cut. I figured out early in the game, ain't nobody coming in here for $5 haircuts back. It's a City Trends, which is a clothing store right walking distance from the school. I would come to school with $25. I would take that 25, go bust it down in fives, go give it to the school owner. Now I know I could cut 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 5 heads I can cut today, right? Yeah. I'm break the City Trends, and I'm going to bait 5 people with free haircuts. Hey, listen, bro. I don't know who cut your hair. I think you got a beautiful texture hair, man. I would just love to go ahead and cut it. I think you would look great with this, this, and this. Matter of fact, if you let me do it, I'll cut it for free. No problem at all. I'm right here. As soon as you get done, you can ring out. You can bring it back, bro. We'll watch your bag and everything. And I would do that every week. Yeah. $25 every week. And I built up my class. Some of those people, I still cut their hair to
they remember that.
To this day, I still cut their hair. And my price then went up from that free haircut I started with to now $60, $65, $120 for a dope. Yeah. And they still coming to get their haircut to this day. And then you got people that told me in a small city, ain't nobody never gonna pay that much for no haircut.
Right. You know, it's supply and demand.
You want
absolutely.
And demand.
Now, I know you got to go before too long. You were saying your phone was dying. One thing we also want to do is we want to talk about your products, and we want to put them out there so people know what's available.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me grab a pillow. Let me grab a few things real quick.
You caught him off guard.
But
make sure you grab a bottle of that glass too, man.
Oh man, that's it. But man, honestly, man, it's just been this is like some of the products that I have. You know, this is my Cold Blue Wrap Lotion. Red Alert, that's the baddest wrap lotion out. Glass, that's the Fritz. We also too have our own color, man. I mean, we got so many other things going on with this brand, and you can find everything on www.ogwalker.com. I made this product line when my relationship with Black Solutions ended. We had a beautiful relationship. They gave me my first shot. They gave me my sponsorship. They showed me so much love. I came and I started off with the mousse because I just seen, it's even on my YouTube videos from a long time ago. I started figuring out that if you shampoo hair and put mousse in it, it lays different. I learned that from working with a stylist, and she wanted me to, she laid this girl hair down and wanted me to edge it, and it was crispy as hell. I'm like, damn. So I started doing it to guys, and I offered, and I sent the idea to Black Solutions and said, "What we do a mousse for men?" And she was like, "No." And she's a great person. This lady named Robin. She's done so much for me. I got nothing but good things to say about her. But I told her, I said, "What we do a mousse for guys?" She's like, "No, it's too many mousses out there, so we don't need a mousse." So I came and started my own mousse, and it started growing with the mousse. But I never wanted to make anything that was going to contradict what they already was making. So when I actually, my relationship with them ended in 2019, just as well as my divorce. So I ended both of those in it like 2 months, like months ahead, like apart, like a month into, you know, divorce. The Black Solutions kind of went in a different direction. So it was kind of like hard. So then, yeah, that was a hell of a year. So then, as I started doing my products, I started doing products that work for my style and work for what I did. Because I just said, if it don't work for nobody else, I just have a damn whole bunch of it in there, and I'm going to just use it. And people start realizing that these products work, and they are made with intent to do. I just don't make anything just to say, buy this because I want you to buy something from me. I buy, I mean, you know, buy it because I need it, because I use it. So like, you can use it too. So, you know, and anybody, which I know they're not going to ask this question, but they probably want to ask it, how do you start your own product line? To start your own product line, you need to first start a brand. First start making people respect who you are. People start respecting OG Walker way before all this other stuff came along. So I built a brand. I was behind the OG Walker, just like I built Black Solutions. People thought Black Solutions was my company for the years. You know, I worked so hard for them because they are my people. So if you ever want your own product line, first of all, build your brand. Second of all, get connected to a brand that's already moving. If you get connected to a brand already with an umbrella, then once you start to venture out on your own, and if you work for somebody for years to give them all kind of love and like work hard for them, and you venture to say, "Hey, OG, I don't work hard for your brand. I don't push your brand. I want to start pushing my own stuff." But now it shouldn't be nothing but let me show you some love and show you how to cut some corners. So get up under another brand that's already moving, and as you get used to selling good product to people, once you start to add some of your own product in there, they'll follow it. They'll trust you because they trust that you've been selling them good product for so long. When you sell your own product, they automatically just go follow with what you got going on as well.
I like that. I like that. So you basically you building up your brand, but you're also building up your reputation.
Exactly. I mean, first you want to build your reputation and your brand before you put any product. Because if your reputation and your brand and what your brand name stands for, if you got a good brand and people know, I ain't talking about an actual product, your brand, what you stand for, what you cut behind every day. If you get that respected, they'll buy water from you if you sell it. Because they're going to like, and they're like, if they like what you stand for, you know, they'll buy whatever. Man, I'm going to buy that water because that's my dog water.
Yeah. It's just like some people, man, that's why I'm real hesitant to shout out everybody brand and shout out everybody Clippers and all these different companies and stuff, because I put a lot of integrity behind everything I do. Everything I don't, anybody that knows, Nate don't half-ass nothing. Shy, I just told everybody my real name, Nate, right?
Yeah.
But I don't half-ass nothing. If I'm gonna do it, I'm doing it with everything in me. So I do that because if I'm behind it, it's because I believe in it. Like you said, the products that I'm using them because I believe in them. I use them. They working for me. So if I tell you about it, it's because it's something that I believe in it. If I'm standing behind something, it's because it's something I stand behind. It's not
And you believe in it. And you
something that's
yeah.
that shaky. It's a cardboard wall. I don't know when it's gonna get blown off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
understand that, though.
I understand that, bro. That makes a whole lot of sense. And I never thought about that until you said it, but that's why it's so easy buying your product, bro. Because I've watched you over these years, and it's like, if OG say this the best blade he's ever used, then I believe him, bro.
Yeah.
I believe it. I watched the man when he used to take his haircuts out in the sun and spin the haircut in the sun so you can.
Oh, you ain't summertime. I'm going back to it. That's how I lose it.
I've seen him do it. So I believe him. I believe him.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro. Man, I can't. We can't thank you enough, bro. For real.
For sure. I like to come back on again too, man. We'll come with some different questions, man, because I really enjoyed just the conversation. I really enjoyed, man, just to get a chance to really get to know you guys and really talk to you guys and talk to the people that's in the live. And if anybody need to hit me up on a question, man, or any of us, please hit us up in there, man, because we're here to help. That's why these guys work so hard on this podcast, because they want to grow. They want to show you guys something as well. So y'all, please hit us up, man. It was a pleasure being on here, man. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed, man, getting to chop it up and chat with you guys. So, man, it's a pleasure.
We greatly appreciate it, man. Again, you continue to inspire and motivate not only us, but the industry as a whole, man. And it's just a pleasure and a privilege having you on, man. And everything that I've had an opportunity to see without meeting you in person is exactly who you were tonight, man. And I greatly appreciate that.
Man, no problem, man.
Hey, will you be at the CT Barber? What is it? CT Barber Expo?
I think if I'm gonna go for like a day. I'm gonna go that Sunday and probably come back that Monday. You know what I'm saying? Just to, I ain't gonna set up a booth. I just want to go. And see, I mean, honestly, that'll be a time. I just want to go walk around and chat with some of y'all. Go have a drink or something to eat or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we gonna be there. We in the building.
Some shows I don't want to work. Hey, listen, some shows I don't want to work. I be like, I just want to go chill.
Hey, in the building. We
no doubt.
We go to the building, right?
Well,
I should have been. I'm in the building.
If I'm going for sure, because I'm saying, I was gonna lock your number in. Nate already got you locked in.
Yes, sir.
So man, we reach out to each other. It was a pleasure, man. Y'all got my numbers and everything, man. You know, feel free, bro. Anything I can do to help, or either somebody y'all want me to speak to by getting on the podcast that y'all think could be lit, let me know. I'll reach out to them as well.
Absolutely, bro.
Absolutely.
Tremendous.
Look forward to in person.
Brother.
So, all right.
Man.
All right, man. I see y'all.
Good night, man. Please tell the wife we said thanks for your time, because this her time too.
Yeah, for sure. Man. All right, bro.
Y'all have a good night.
So this has been the I Cut My Way Out podcast, once again with another absolute banger on a Wednesday night. You could have been anywhere in the world this Wednesday, but you're here, and I think you got some value out of being here. What you think? I think they got some value out of being here tonight.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah. I think again, this was a successful installment of fulfilling our promise to you that we're gonna continue to bring you as much information, as much transparency, as much as you are prepared to absorb. We're gonna keep bringing it to your doorstep. We're gonna be here. We'll be here. It's
all that we coming with it.
Absolutely. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that little joint up top, the drop down. Go follow I Cut My Way Out podcast, and I cannot stress enough: turn on post notifications. You will get notified every time we go live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We doing this consistently. We don't miss. We not gonna miss. If you have anybody, just like it was other people in the comments, if you have anybody, or if you are somebody who feel like you're ready to tell your story, you're ready to be featured on an episode of I Cut My Way Out pod, make sure you reach out to the inbox and let us know. If you let us know, we will get around to getting you on here, man. This isn't just reserved for barbers who are already established and people who already got brands and businesses and identities. This is reserved for the barbers, period. This is your community. Tap into it. These are your people. These are your brothers, your sisters. We here to listen to you just like we listen to everybody else. The conversations that we had are not just limited to people who already got established followers,
Absolutely.
man.
I
It's
would
for
also
everybody.
like to say, for all of our barber brothers and sisters, you know, that tune in, you know, that view and follow us. If there's anybody that you would like to see come on, you know, tag them, tag us, you know, anything may be possible, man. We want to continue to grow forward, grow as an industry, man. And we thank everybody for just being a part of what we're doing, and we're going to keep pushing forward. We greatly appreciate it.
And help us put it in their face. If you know somebody, because a lot of y'all connected to people, right? If you know somebody, you like, man, this would be a good show for them to get on, and they don't know, you're not sure,
Absolutely.
send it to them. Share this episode with them. Share the last episode with 360 Jeezy and Wavy Kid
Absolutely.
Kev. Send that to them. Send the episodes with Gray and Coldest Clippers, or send the one from Shoulda Went to Heck. Send the one from Miami Barber. Send the one from Kane's Barber. Listen, send the one from way before we was on live where they had Smash the Legend on here. Send the Yusuf the Barber episode. Listen, bro, it's a lot of content that you can get in tune with what's going on. Don't miss out. Let the people that you know deserve their flowers miss out on receiving flowers. Send it to them. Just because they don't know this, you holding the keys to their success and they holding the keys to yours.
And
on that note, I'm
gonna
go eat me some pizza
before we head out of here. Also, all the past episodes, you guys can view them on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, man. Check us out. A lot of gems, a lot of content. In a couple weeks, this episode will be up. Early next week, the Wavy Kid Kevin, 360 Jeezy, got the Heck, Mike Sharp, and you know that just uploaded. So man, we got so much content, so many jewels and gems, man, that y'all can go right over to YouTube and catch up and watch full episodes. So we appreciate y'all. Everybody wish my barber brother a happy birthday tomorrow, man. As he get back on his feet, feel better, man. We appreciate it, man. And
I'm gonna put that shit on tomorrow. You hear me? Put on the mic. Got me a turtleneck, my boy. I'm gonna put it on. Hey,
so man, I appreciate you, man. Have a beautiful night, man. Tell the wife, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Jumping on and I'll definitely hit you tomorrow and wish you a happy birthday, my brother.
All right, bro.
Yep.